everyone, and welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video tutorial, we're going to learn how to crochet step by step this beautiful infinity scarf. It's suitable for both men and women because the stitch is very simple. It's a knit-like stitch. We're using half double crochet, and by working front loops and back loops, we give this beautiful 3D kind of knit-like result on our project. So now let's see the material that I'm going to use, how by working a gauge you can calculate the stitches you need for every size, and how to start our project. Now before we start, I want to explain how by crocheting a gauge you can calculate the stitches and number of rows needed to make your project. Okay, I have made a gauge which is 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters or 4 inches by 4 inches, okay, with the yarn, the crochet hook, and the stitch that I'm using. It's very important to use all three, okay? And it's nice to keep a journal on the yarn and crochet hook that you're using so you remember the material that you're using to make a project. So I'm using Alize Superlana Midi Ombre Batik. I'm crocheting with a 6mm crochet hook, and my gauge is that 12 stitches by 8 rows give me 4 inches by 4 inches gauge. Okay, now what this means that because I'm crocheting with half double crochet, in order to get 12 stitches we need to start with 14 chains. So from the total number of stitches that you will get as a result, you need to add 2 extra chains on your work in order to have the correct measurement. Okay, so I know that the length of my infinity scarf, the double infinity scarf that I need for a women's size, needs to be 130 centimeters or 52 inches, and the total width needs to be 30 centimeters, which is 12 inches. Okay, now we need to see how to calculate the total number of chains that we need to start with. And because we are going to start by crocheting the total length in the beginning and then work in rows, the rows are going to start to complete row by row the total width. So I know that I need 130 centimeters for my project, and 12 stitches give me that, and 12 stitches give me 10 centimeters. So I need to multiply 130 times 12 and divide that number by 10 because the total width of my gauge was 10 centimeters. Now if you are going to use inches, you're going to multiply 52 inches times 12 the stitches, and you're going to divide that number by 4 because 4 inches is the total width of our gauge. Okay, so when I multiply 130 times 12, the result is 1560, and when I divide that number by 10, the result is 156 stitches. And in order to get 156 stitches, I need to start with 158 chains on my project. Okay, so let's see a sample of the stitch. I'm not going to actually start with 158 stitches to make this for the video. We're going to see a little sample on how to create this pattern because it's super easy to make. Okay, so let's see how to start. Let's start. I have already started with my chains. I have worked 12 chains, and let's assume that these are my 158. I have 12 chains, and let's start by working the first row with 1 half double crochet in every stitch, and I'm going to start by crocheting in the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, put your hook in the 3rd chain and work your first half double crochet. Now the 2 chains that I'm leaving behind, they do not count as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This was our first row of half double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, and I'm going to turn my work. Now those 2 chains, they do not count as a stitch, okay? Every row that I'm starting with 2 chains never counts as a stitch. Now, when we work the half double crochet, when we close together all of those 3 loops, we have a nice result and we have 3 loops to crochet with, okay? When we crochet regularly in the half double crochet, we usually put our hook in the stitches like this. What we have here when closing together those 3 loops is we have 1 loop on the bottom, 1 loop on the front, and the 3rd loop in the back. Bottom, front, back. In this row, which is going to be the wrong side of our infinity scarf, we are going to be crocheting on the bottom loop of every stitch, here and here and here, okay? So 1 half double crochet grabbing the bottom loop. The first stitch is going to be kind of difficult because you have to go down and grab the loop. 1, but then after the first stitch, the rest of the row is kind of like the bottom loop is coming on the front, so it's easier to crochet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and my last stitch, sorry, 10. So this is how the wrong side of your work is always going to look like. Okay, so this was the end of row number 2. Now chain 2 and turn your work, and we're going to start row number 3, where this is the second and last row of repetitions. Now look at what a beautiful result when we crochet on the bottom loop. Those 2 loops come in the front and they create a knit-like result on our project. Okay, now in this row we're not going to grab the front, we're not going to grab the bottom loop nor the front. We're working on the back loops of every half double crochet, okay? Bottom, front, back loop. So we're working back loops only in this row, which is the second and last row of repetitions. Starting from the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and my last stitch, 10. Look how pretty it looks. Okay, so now we're going to start the next row by chaining 2, turn your work, and we are repeating the first row of repetitions. So we're working on the bottom loop of every stitch. Okay, starting from the first half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and my last stitch 10. So this is the wrong side of our work. Now chain 2, turn the work, and we're going to do the repetitions of our number 2. So we're not grabbing the bottom, we're not grabbing the front, we're grabbing the back loops of every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So look how pretty this stitch looks like. The result seems like it's knit-like. This is the front side, the good side of your project. Okay, and because it's a simple pattern, it's suitable for men and women. Okay, so I'm going to keep crocheting my project up until I reach the 30 centimeters that I need for my women's scarf. And once I turn my video back on, we're going to see how to join to make it an infinity scarf. I have completed crocheting my scarf. It's about 30 centimeters, and I have crocheted a total of 27 rows. Now look what a beautiful result the ombre yarn gives. It comes from a lighter and going to a darker, and it looks like a shade. What a nice and beautiful result. Now, because we're working front loops and back loops, the end of the scarf is curling. Now, if this is an infinity scarf, we don't care because we're going to join the ends. If you are going to make a regular scarf, please do not iron the scarf, because when you iron synthetic yarns which have acrylic in them, the yarn gets destroyed and you're going to destroy your project. What you need to do is to block your project. What this means is you're going to straighten and you're going to pin in a straight surface. You're going to wet your project and you're going to let it dry flat, okay? Once the project has dried, it's going to seem as if it has been ironed. The ends are going to become dead straight, okay? Now, since we're working an infinity scarf, what I want to do is I want to fold my project in half, and I want to be looking at the wrong side of my stitches. Okay, the wrong side is where you don't see those pretty 3D results from the back loops and the front loops. Okay, so this is the back side of my infinity scarf. Okay, so I have folded in half, and I'm folding so it's easier for me to work under the camera. Okay, and we are going to join by working slip stitches. So I'm going to grab my loop, and what I want to do is I want to join by slip stitching, and I want to be joining each row together. So I want to put my hook on the first half double crochet of the first row of the front part, and I want to grab the first half double crochet of the first row of the back part, and I want to join those two stitches together with a slip stitch. Now I want to grab the second half double crochet of the front side and the second half double crochet of the back side, and I'm going to join by slip stitching. Third stitch in the front and third stitch in the back and slip stitch. So please do not tighten up your yarn a lot when you're working the slip stitches, because when we work horizontally on a half double crochet, well, what we have seen in other projects, when we crochet horizontally on a single crochet, we need one stitch to cover the surface. On a double crochet, we need 2 stitches to cover the surface when we're crocheting on the side of the stitch when we're crocheting horizontally. But for half double crochet, 1 stitch is too little, 2 stitches are too much. So what we actually need to do is work 1 stitch on the 1 half double crochet and 2 stitches in the next one. But because it's impossible to work 2 slip stitches in the same stitch, try not to tighten up too much your work, just to avoid the joining part to shrink. Okay, so keep working your slip stitches going downwards, and what we are really doing is we are trying to symmetrically join the 2 sides together, and we want each row to be the continuation of the other side. See how the 3D part here is coming out? We want to continue to see the same thing on the other side as well. Okay, try not to have your work attached this way. So keep working slip stitches going downwards. Once I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how our infinity scarf looks completed. I've completed working 1 slip stitch in every stitch, grabbing the front and back to join my infinity scarf. And because I had 27 rows, I have a total of 27 slip stitches. Now, what I want to do, just so we can avoid having this little corner hanging out, you know, like opening a little opening on the infinity scarf, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 1 last slip stitch where I'm going to put my hook right here on the top corner of the front side, and I'm going to grab the corner of the beginning chain that we started our project with, and I'm going to work my 28th slip stitch. And to finish, chain 1, cut the yarn and fasten off. Now let me open up, let me zoom out so we can see the result of our infinity scarf. So I'm turning the inside out. Now this is the scheme that was created by the joining, and look how perfect all the rows are aligned with each other. This is why I want you to grab correctly the rows together to join. And this is how you're going to wear it. You're going to twist it once. Okay, look what a beautiful result this stitch gives. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like and leave a comment. Thanks again. Bye bye.